Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cozy Soul Knitting Podcast. So this is episode 19, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Saoirse. I am a knitter, writer, and content creator, and on this channel I talk about all things knitting, writing, and books. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button before you leave today. Yeah, if you've never seen one of my podcast episodes, it is a traditional knitting podcast episode. I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing. I would normally talk about finished objects, but I don't have any this week. And then I'm also going to obviously be talking about what I'm currently knitting on. And I do have some acquisitions this time around. So we will go over those and discuss a few future plans. But yeah, I have new cast-ons, which is probably why I don't have any finished objects, because I've been too busy casting on new things. So first up, I will talk about what I'm currently wearing. This is the Farnham tee. It's a pattern by the Knit Purl girl, and I knit mine in Sandnes Garn Lena, however you say it, and the green colorway I believe is green tea, and then the white one is just called white. I don't have the color numbers. I don't remember what colors, because online it'll say the color name sometimes depending on where you're buying it from, and then like the ball band doesn't have the color names, just the color numbers, and I don't remember what those are. But if you absolutely must know, leave a comment and I will try to figure it out for you. But anyways, I love this tee. It's one of my favorite things I've ever knit, honestly, and I want to say it's one of my most worn knits because I just feel like it's super easy to throw on. I feel like it fits well, looks nice. I like kind of how, like, it's a little boxy, you know, when you like go out like this, but when it's down here, it's just like a nice, comfortable fit. I enjoy it. I'm contemplating making another one. I don't have yarn for it, I don't think. I mean, I do. I actually think I did buy yarn to make another one of these. But then I kind of decided I wanted to use that yarn for something else. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I have enough yardage. But technically I think this pattern calls for a DK weight, and the yarn that I was going to use is more of a sport weight. So it could work, but I may just opt for, I don't know, maybe the same yarn in a different color, I don't know. But I want to knit this again at some point. I just love it. I wear it a lot, and I think also too, this is something I might want to knit without the stripes. There's that option, or kind of play around maybe with the stripes a little bit, but I just overall love the fit, and I want something like this. I want another garment like this because it just fits really well. I forget what size I made off the top of my head, so again, if you want to know that, you can let me know and I will try to figure out those details for you. But yeah, this is one of my favorite things ever that I've knit for myself, so I would highly recommend the pattern. So I don't have any finished objects. I have been still knitting quite a bit lately, but I definitely have been up to other things as well. I've been doing a lot of writing, I've been doing a lot of reading, so maybe haven't been knitting as much as I normally have been. So yeah, I haven't finished anything, which is fine. I don't think that's not necessary to always have a finished object, you know. It's honestly a little bit refreshing to kind of just, you know, like not trying to go too quickly. Obviously I want the stuff I'm working on to be finished so I can like wear it, but it's also just nice not to be like in a hurry, I guess. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get into the whips. And I have 3 new cast-ons, and then I do have a whip that I won't be talking about because I haven't touched it since the last podcast, and it's my Leith cardigan. I didn't realize until today that I hadn't worked on it. At least I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure, because I think in my last podcast I had finished both front panels, and I need to start on the back panel, and I haven't done that yet. So this first whip I'm going to really quickly go through because I don't have a ton of progress on it since the last time I showed it. I've worked on it a little bit, but it's, you know, we're still just on the body, still just knitting away. I don't really know, this is like how much, like this is the bottom of the armhole. I knit about that much. I finished the decreases, and I think in my last podcast I hadn't quite done all of the body decreases, so that's what it's looking like right now. This is just a lot of fabric, and yeah, I need to try it on and see how long it is to see if I should start the ribbing yet or not. And I haven't felt like doing that, so yeah, if I had done that, I probably would have started on the ribbing or gotten it to a point where I could have started on the ribbing, but I just haven't felt like trying this on, and so therefore I haven't been working on it because I don't want to accidentally make it too long. Did I say that this is the Oslo sweater by PetiteKnit? I feel like I didn't say it. Apparently not podcasting well today. So this is the Oslo sweater by PetiteKnit. I'm knitting this in Knit Picks palette paired with, I don't have a ball of mohair because I need to join a new one. But the mohair I'm using is the Mayflower, I think it's like the Super Kid Silk, and that is in the shade Pesto. The palette yarn is in the shade, or in the colorway, Clover. So that is my Oslo sweater. I'm hoping the next time I see you I will have it finished, but it's also not a priority considering that just the weather, you know, it's like that's not something I'm gonna be able to wear in the summer, so it's not a priority to finish it, but I would like to get it off the needles, and I would love it to be ready for when, you know, the time comes again where I will be wanting to wear sweaters. But yeah, it's a beautiful color, I love it, and I am having a good time knitting it. It's just I've been more interested in other projects lately. So okay, my next, let me just get this out for a second. My next project, my next whip is the PetiteKnit Cumulus Tee. Yes, I always get the Cumulus Tee and the Cumulus top mixed up for some reason, even though the Tee makes sense that that would be the one that has the sleeves on it. Okay, anyways, oh wow, I haven't seen this on the camera yet. Like, actually that's a lie, I have. It just looks really nice though, like this. So this is, I'm knitting this in, not Knit Picks, Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Sunflower, and I've joined in the round and you know, obviously finished the raglan, and I've split for sleeves. And I think in my last podcast, I want to say I hadn't even joined in the round yet. Maybe that's wrong, I don't remember. I feel like, I don't know, it's just been a while. I feel like it's only been 2 weeks since I podcasted, but I'm like, it's still been, just feels like it was longer than that. Seeing it like in the viewfinder like this, I'm like, wow, it's actually looking like a garment now. Whereas like before, it was not. This is a fun pattern. It's not size inclusive. It's missing some sizes. I think it only goes up to, in the pattern, it refers to it as a 3XL. So it only has, I want to say, 7 sizes, which isn't like horrible, but I'd rather see it at like 9 sizes. And I also feel like it's a bit skewed because I'm knitting like the 5th size, and if I'm knitting the 5th size, there should be like 5 more sizes, I feel like, you know, like I feel like I'm usually in the middle of the size range, and so it should be, anyways. So I'm enjoying knitting this pattern. I'm really excited for just being able to wear this in the warmer weather, because I think it's just gonna be kind of perfect for like summertime. I want to say like spring, but I feel like lately we've been having more like summer weather. I mean, it's not maybe that hot, but it's very sunny lately, and just pretty warm out, especially when you're like in the, you know, directly in the sun. And yeah, I just think this is going to be great for the summertime because it's just going to be, I think, a really nice fabric to wear. So I have some new cast-ons to share with you. So the first one is probably no surprise. I cast on a new sock, and this is, let me see if I can kind of, sorry, bring it a little bit closer. I hope it's not too like washed out on camera, but so this is the Potions and Purls sock set in Enchanted. So it was like the sock set name, and I'm obsessed with these sock sets from Potions and Purls. Probably one of my favorite hand dyers. Not that I've tried a ton, but still, I just love her colorways. I think they're just right up my alley. Like, all of her colorways are ones that I am like, wow, that's beautiful. I like it. I feel like I haven't seen one on her site or on her Etsy site that I don't want, to be honest. But this screamed spring to me. So kind of the perfect time to cast on, even though it's still May, I'm like, I feel like it's summer. Like, the weather has just been so nice and warm lately that I'm like, I feel like we're already in summer, even though I'm sure in a couple days it'll be like rainy again. So anyways, so got another sock on the needle. It was just a vanilla sock. I do the 2x2 cuff, and other than that, I just follow the small size for the Crazy Sock Lady vanilla socks. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna show you guys this. So I casted on kind of it wasn't necessarily an impulse cast on, but there is a knit along running and I wanted to join it, so I did. Although I haven't posted on Instagram or anything, so I haven't officially joined it, but whatever. This is the Fjolla. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's a pattern by Isabell Kraemer, and this is all I have. I literally just this morning joined in the round and started, like, because it has a little lacy part in the front, so we just started that, so it's kind of hard to, I don't really know how to show it to you. There's not a lot on the needles yet, but that's kind of a lacy pattern on the shoulders that like goes down the sleeves, so it'll kind of like run right here. And the construction so far has been really fun. It's just like, I don't know, kind of different, I guess. Like, I just feel like I haven't done anything quite like it. I'm not really sure what it's called. It's like work top down and like flat for a little bit, and then you join in the round after you kind of work a little bit in the front. And obviously there's kind of like, it mimics like short row shaping, right? Because like you've got all this fabric in the back and not so much in the front. So don't know what that's called. Anyways, it's been really fun. I feel like the lacy part is like a really nice, fun little kind of break in the middle of your stockinette, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Oh, by the way, the knit along is being run by Faith from the Fiber Fables podcast. I will leave her linked in the description. I highly recommend you go check out her channel. I feel like I talk about her a lot, but yeah, I really enjoy her content, and I thought it was super fun that she decided to do a knit along. I'm really glad that she decided to do this, because I just think like otherwise I probably I would never have known about this pattern, I feel like, and well, maybe I would have found out about it eventually, but I never heard of this pattern before, and I don't know, the lacy thing going down the sleeve just like really, I was like, that just looks like it's gonna be so much fun. So I wanted to knit it, and I figured why not knit it with other people. So the yarn that I'm using is, let me actually grab some more of it. It is an acquisition technically, and we're gonna kind of talk a little bit out of order with the acquisition. So I did get 10 balls of this yarn. This is the Knit Picks Galileo yarn. I'm not sure, the camera looks like it maybe is, oh there it goes, okay. So this is their Galileo yarn, and it is a sport weight. It is 50% merino wool and 50% viscose that is from bamboo, and what else do I, oh, it's in the colorway Orion. And yes, another green. I warned you in the last podcast that I was gonna have another green garment. So currently knitting on 3 green garments. And I can't get enough of these colors. I don't know, like, I never thought my favorite color would be green, but I think it is. I think I finally just need to commit to it. But yeah, so, oh, and I have more green. See, I'm just a green person apparently. I didn't realize, but we are. So anyways, leave me a green heart down below if you are also a green girly. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe I'm making that up, but if your favorite color is also green, because I feel like, you know, when people's like favorite color is purple, like, you know it's purple. You know what I mean? But when your favorite color is green, I feel like maybe it's a little bit more subtle. Maybe I'm just making that up. Anyways, sorry, I'm rambling for no reason. Anyways, this is my progress that I've made so far, and so far I'm really enjoying the pattern. It's really fun. I feel like it gives you, I don't know, it's just something different. I feel like I personally have just never done anything like it, so it's just kind of a nice, it's just nice. And it is, I think technically it is a raglan, but like, it's just different from how I've done raglans in the past, if that makes sense. But anyways, highly recommend. It's been a lot of fun. But anyways, I'm really enjoying that, and I will leave Faith's channel link down below so you can go get more info on the knit along. So I have one more cast on that is also an acquisition, and I'm very, very excited about it. And at first I was like, maybe I shouldn't have splurged on that, but it has brought me so much joy. I'm so glad that I did end up purchasing it. Let me show you the whip first, and then I'll show you the yarn that isn't already on here. I am knitting on the Regency Romance doodle cowl, and I don't really know how to show you this, but it is a color work cowl. And if you've never seen the doodle series, I guess, by Pacific Knit Co., by Jamie from the Pacific Knit Co., who, by the way, shout out, is also, I believe, based out of Seattle. So I'm kind of in the Seattle area, so I'm like excited about supporting a local to me knitwear designer. But if you're also in the Seattle area, definitely check her out. And if you're not in the Seattle area, also check her out if you haven't looked at these doodle like scarves and stuff. So she has a whole, I guess, series of them, and she also sells like, she has like cards that have all of the colorwork motifs that she's created, and you can just like kind of create your own. And if you have multiple of her patterns, you can like for sure mix and match. Like they're always, I feel like, over the same amount of stitches. So it's really nice. You can literally just like make your own kind of. It's really fun. And I have one other of her patterns, and I was working on it, but I stopped because it was an autumn themed one, and I just didn't feel like doing it in the other months. Like, I want to save it for autumn. So I'll bring it back out when it's autumn again, and I will work on it. But this one is the Bridgerton inspired one, and I will put in a picture of one that like is actually done or close to done, so that you can see kind of actually like what the vibe is. But this one has like, there's a letter motif. This motif here, I think it's just kind of a decorative, maybe like they're little hearts. I'm not exactly sure what they are. And yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with this, and of course working on it while watching Bridgerton. I restarted from very beginning, and can I just pause first and say, so season 3 is coming out in like literally, like by the time this video goes up, it's probably already up on Netflix, and I'm very excited for it. In my excitement, I was like, you know what, I want to read the books. Like, I want to try to read the books. I read The Duke and I, which is like the first one, which is about like Daphne and Simon, which is like the characters that are the main ones in the first season, if you're not familiar. Just in case anyone's watching who like hasn't heard about Bridgerton. Right? Doubtful. But anyway, so I read The Duke and I, and so random, but I really disliked it. It was just, felt very sexist, felt very, like it was romanticizing like a very toxic relationship. And if you are someone who watched season 1 and you didn't like what Daphne did that one time, I won't elaborate further. If you know, you know. It was so much worse in the book. It was so much worse. I was like, what is this? So anyways, I don't know why I have to tell you that, but I really disliked that book. I'm not gonna be reading any more of that series. You know, because people always say like, oh, the book's always better than the movie, or always better than the TV show. Not in this case. Not in this case. I'm sorry, I have to say it. But anyways, I'm a very big fan of Bridgerton, the Netflix series, even though Daphne and Simon are not my favorite, but the other Queen Charlotte and the second season, I really loved those. I don't hate the first season, it's just not my favorite out of all of them. Anyways, but I really like Bridgerton, like the Netflix one, but do not like the books, or at least the first book, and didn't like it enough that I will not be reading more. Anyways though, so I was very excited about this, and I just thought it sounded very luxe to like be sitting there like watching Bridgerton, knitting on my like Bridgerton inspired color work. I don't know, it just sounded like such a treat. And so yeah, it's been really nice, and I've just been finding a lot of joy in it, and I honestly only want to knit on this. So I think I casted this on maybe 2 days ago, and I mean, this is not that much, but I feel like I don't knit color work very fast, so I feel like this is a good representation of how much I've been enjoying working on it. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, so for color work, there was a few times where I was trying to do like the style of color work where you like just do one, like, so I'm a thrower, so like where I would like drop it and then pick up the other color, and then, you know, each time I'm switching colors, just like drop it and pick up the other one. But I just enjoy two-handed color work better. Like, I don't know why, it's just like more fun for me, and it makes more sense to my brain to do it that way, even though I know that you get better tension when you're doing it with one hand, because like obviously my continental knitting tension is not quite the same as my throwing tension, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's not that bad, especially when you're not like up close and personal with it. So yeah. So I like tried out the other way, and it was just not quite making sense to me. I didn't really know how to like, it was just confusing trying to keep like the color dominance, like making sure that I wasn't taking, like, I don't know how to, like, if I'm knitting this, right, like I always want to make sure that the one color is going over the other, and it's always the same way, if that makes sense. I think if you knit color work, you probably know what I'm trying to say. I'm not doing a very good job, but anyways, I think it's turning out well, and you know, it's like one of those things where I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna go with the way that is more enjoyable, because I think, you know, people talk a lot about if they're process knitters versus if they're like, you know, product knitters, like the finished object is more important than the process. And for me, I really, sometimes I'm both, but like I think overall I'm more of a process knitter. Like even if I won't wear something, I still get a lot of joy out of making it. I would love to also wear it as well, and I think it is smart to not knit things that I know that I'm not gonna wear, but still, I'm just more about the process than the finished object. And so I've decided to just do the two-handed color work so that I'm having a good time with it, and it just makes more sense in my brain. And you would think it would be the opposite, because I feel like, yeah, but for some reason it seems more complicated to me to like pick up and then drop, and I know that other people feel like the opposite of it, and I just thought that was funny. So I would love to know, if you do knit color work, how do you do it? Do you do two-handed? Do you like hold, if you're continental, do you hold both in your left hand and then just kind of pick which one? Or do you do throwing and you just drop and then pick up? Like, how do you do your color work? I would like to know. Okay, and if you've ever knit one of these doodle cowls, let me know which one you did, because I know she has like a lot of them and I just think they're really fun. But let me go ahead and show you the yarn. So I will put up a picture, a few pictures that I took where you can see them all together. These are the ones I'm currently working with, and I forget their names, so apologies, but these are the two I'm currently using. And then I have to go grab the other ones real quick. So these are the other colors. So it's definitely, let me see if I can do this. Just like some very gorgeous blues. And it reminds me, I don't know if this is 100% where they were going with these colors, but it reminds me of I literally just watched this episode, but the last ball that they have in the first season, or the last, like, yeah, it was like everybody's wearing different shades of blue for the most part, and yeah, it just kind of reminded me of this. So I really like these colors. I just think they work so well together. I totally spaced on telling you the yarn is from Moonglow Yarn Co., which I believe is based out of Wyoming, and they often collaborate with Pacific Knit Co. on these doodles, and they have some just really fun yarn kits. I don't know if this is still available. I will leave a link to Moonglow Yarn Co. down below so you can check if you're wanting to grab it, but I don't know how many times they will restock it, but there will always be more kits in the future for different doodles. And I've just been really in the mood to knit color work, so I will probably be focusing on that whip for a while, just because, you know, I'm gonna be watching a lot of Bridgerton and it's just the mood that I'm in. I've been definitely a mood knitter recently. The past, you know, 2 weeks have definitely been like, I haven't really been forcing myself to work on things. I've just been like, what do I want to work on? And then if I want to cast on something new, I've just been casting it on. So anyways, that's my last whip to talk about. Those are really the only things I've been working on the past 2 weeks, which, I mean, it's still like 5 things, so. Which leads us to acquisitions. So Knitpicks was having a yarn sale for like their sock yarn, so I decided to get a few things because I really want to knit a pair of colorwork socks. I have a whole book of colorwork patterns for socks from Stone Knits, and I have yet to try any of those patterns. And I've been in a very color work mood lately, so I decided to pick up some sock yarn. So I have I have these for some socks that I'm going to do. I forget the name of them. I will pop in a picture, and yeah, but they feel very springy, which was kind of the vibe I was in when I purchased these. So I have 2 skeins of the Stroll Tweed from Knitpicks. This is the not the shade, the colorway is Earl Grey Heather, and it's obviously got some tweedy bits to it, which is fun. And then the contrast, so that's the main color. The contrast colors are this Stroll Tweed in Dill Heather, and then just the regular Stroll yarn in this Duchess Heather colorway. So I think they're gonna be really cute. Kind of want to get the Dill Heather yarn for her sweater. I just think it'd be really cute. And then I also picked up some of their Felicini. I don't know how to say that. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is the Ambrosia Salad colorway. So I believe this is like a self-striping yarn, and it just seemed very summery, so I decided to snag it during the sale. And then that was also while I was purchasing the Galileo yarn for my Fjolla. So it got me free shipping to buy the sock stuff as well. And then I also, of course, got the Regency Romance yarn bundle from Moonglow Yarn Co. And then I did make another purchase because I was looking, listen, I was gonna link Potions and Pearls Etsy shop in my last podcast. Like I was, so I was just going on to Etsy just so I could grab the link. I wasn't planning on doing any shopping. They, Potions and Pearls, I believe Wendy from Potions and Pearls was having a little sale on one of her colorways, and I was like, yeah, why not just get that, because it's beautiful and I want to support her. And so I got a sock set, another one. This is the Bella sock set, and it is 85% superwash merino, and it is 15% nylon, and it's 4-ply. And I think that's the same as the Enchanted one. It's not exactly the same because I forgot the Enchanted one actually has stellina in it, so the percentages are a little bit different, but yeah, it's just, it's so beautiful. Let me take this off so you can kind of see the colorway a little bit better. But yeah, so, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. And of course, like, it has some green in it. I'm just obsessed. And there's 2 other colorways that I am thinking I'm gonna go ahead and get for myself because I just don't want to miss out on them, because I didn't see the Enchanted sock set listed anymore, and I don't know if she just is out of stock of that and will be bringing it back or what. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, if I see a sock set that I like, I should probably snag it, even though I have a lot in my stash already. I don't need more, but these are ones that I just feel like very strongly about. So I might be making another order. So I do want to update a little bit on the 5 out 1 in challenge that I'm doing. I'm sorry I don't have a better name for it, but I'm trying to finish 5 projects before I buy yarn for new projects. I am updating that. I am allowed to buy sock yarn. I just don't care. I'm not allowed to buy sock yarn because it's, you know what, it's just a fun little purchase every once in a while. I'm gonna allow myself that. But socks will still count as completed projects. I don't care if you think I'm cheating on this. It's not that serious, but that's just how I'm gonna go about it. And then of course hand-dyed yarn, that's from like, limited runs that they're doing. Like for example, the Moonglow Yarn Co. I'm not going to, because by the time, right, if I have to like finish 5 projects in order to buy the yarn, it's not gonna be there. So and I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go crazy with that. If I start to go crazy with it, I will reevaluate and we'll tweak this a little bit. But the Fjolla yarn, I did 5, so I bought that yarn to do a garment. And I need to finish 5 things so that I can buy yarn for the Faye summer top, but I might buy the yarn sooner rather than later, because I am going to be knitting that this summer, and you can't stop me. Nobody can stop me. I'm going to do it. So, but I'm hoping I can get 5 projects done soonish. Probably not in the next 2 weeks, but over maybe the next month, and then be able to buy the yarn. But I might buy it early. So I'm just being transparent. I'm just keeping you guys updated. Because this is just more so just meant to encourage me to use what I already have. It's not a huge deal, and I don't want to take it too seriously, but I just thought I would update you if any of you care. I don't know if you do, but if you do. I feel like that was all that I have to discuss today. Sorry for kind of I feel like this felt like a weird podcast. Like I don't know. I just didn't feel like I had that much to say about anything, but I also probably rambled, so it's probably also still a long episode. I hope that you enjoyed it though. Please let me know what you've been up to. If you were knitting on something while watching, please let me know what it was. Anyways, I hope you get lots of fun knitting time in, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this podcast episode, please make sure to subscribe before you go. And if you want to help out the channel further, give it a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that other people might like my video as well. And of course, you can leave a comment because that's also helpful, and I love chatting with you. So yeah, other than that, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Alright, this is a song that I wrote about falling too fast, but I wouldn't know anything about that.
I don't wanna lose my grounding, so you catch me not responding. And I press my lips together so you don't find any answers.